iOS and Android.
Now at 5, the numbers are in. We look at the extent of Wednesday's storm damage after a tornado jumped from Kansas into Missouri. Plus, the Tarzan Zerbini Circus is back in Joplin. KOAM's Anthony Saviello joins us live with a preview of the family fun you can expect this year. And can a traditional British pub help people with dementia feel right at home? We'll take you to one that's giving it a go.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Emergency management officials released damage totals following Wednesday's EF1 tornado that touched down in Crawford County, Kansas, and tore through communities in Vernon County, Missouri. This is KOAM News at 5. I'm Tanya Bach. The storms left behind some damage in southeast Kansas, including reports of downed trees and power lines. The Crawford County Emergency Manager Quentin Parsons says they received reports from some residents along 47 Highway in the Girard area with damage to their homes. And Parsons says they've had reports of a few power lines down and leaning over in the Arcadia area, along with some trees down throughout the Girard area. In total, there were 7 reports of homes damaged, mostly shingle damage, with one home on 47 Highway that had its chimney fall into the home.
Reports of houses damaged. So Sheriff Tomasi was our first one on scene. He just was going around checking on the houses, and that's when we saw the chimney damage to that one house.
Parsons says there were reports of a minor injury after the chimney fell into the home and hit the leg of a man sitting below it. He did receive stitches. Authorities in Vernon County have some good news to report following the devastation of Wednesday's tornado. Utility companies in the area have succeeded in restoring power to the county, though they say some off and on issues will continue for the time being. The restoration comes as the county continues to repair and rebuild. Today, authorities released official damage numbers, and totals for the county show the storm destroyed 55 buildings. 7 of those are in the city of Nevada alone. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us now with a first look at weather.
Yeah, and thankfully not much in the way of severe weather for most of us today, but another round of showers and thunderstorms across the region. We did have a couple severe thunderstorm warnings this morning. In our southern counties this afternoon, we have one right through Berry County, and all this is racing off toward the north and to the east. So not a whole bunch going on, a few spotty little showers out there. I think we're going to be decently calm this evening, but again, the severe weather train ongoing down through Arkansas once again for us this afternoon and into the evening hours. We're just a little bit too cold, most of us, upper 40s to near 50 degrees. As we go through the evening hours, we kind of hang into the upper 40s, hit and miss showers. Most of the rain working out of here. Again, a few spotty showers for us, but most of us just cloudy skies, random shower as we go through the overnight hours tonight. But let's do it again tomorrow morning. Here we go. Here comes another round of rain. We're going to talk about that here in a bit.
All right, thanks, Doug. The Tarzan Zerbini Circus is back in Joplin. KOAM's Anthony Saviello joins us live from under the big top to show us what people can expect this year. Anthony?
Yeah, you're exactly right, Tanya. It may be a little bit of a gloomy day outside today, but you can feel the excitement building up right here for the Tarzan Zerbini Circus. Of course, I'm joined by Ringmaster Joe Bauer. Joe, how are you doing today?
How are you? Thank you.
Nice to meet you. And also, I just want to ask, what is it like to once again be kicking off your season right here in Joplin?
Oh, it's fantastic. This is our first major tented show of the season before we start a 30-week tour. We're very excited. This is our hometown, of course, and we've got all the sights and sounds and magic of the circus, a very strong show, and we're ready. We opened last night, and fabulous audience, and you've got 6 more shows you can come out and see, so very excited.
Now, tell me a little bit about what people can expect to see when they come to the circus this weekend.
They can expect nothing less than an amazing show. Like we say, it's for children of all ages. There's amazing artists that are flying through the air. You might have seen me in the years past climbing aboard that giant wheel of death. Well, this year, I'm going to be staying on the ground, and there's 2 young men doing a double wheel, which we've never had here before. We've got the giant globe of death, which we're going to show you a little later. We have beautiful aerial artists. My wife will keep you on the edge of your seat on that single trapeze with all the beautiful ladies around her. We've got great comedy. We've got our elephant patty. We've got beautiful horses and so many surprises.
And Joe, what is it that you think just keeps people coming back to the circus every year?
Hands down, it is the oldest form of family entertainment. We're older than baseball. I mean, it's been around for over 250 years, and it's a great time for families to come together, put the phone down, and just enjoy live entertainment. I mean, you're literally feet away from the entertainment and the entertainers risking their lives for you. So I think it's the special part of the circus.
All right, Joe, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Of course, we'll have more coming up here at 6. Tanya, we'll come back to you.
All right, definitely looking forward to that. Thanks, Anthony. Well, a new mural honoring the Route 66 Centennial is unveiled in Joplin's Route 66 Mural Park. The piece, created by artist Andy Thomas, features 25 landmarks from the Route 66 Tri-State Corridor. Mayors and tribal leaders from Missouri, Kansas, and Oklahoma joined Joplin Mayor Keenan Cortez for the ceremony.
And we're on the cusp of the Route 66 Centennial next year, so what a better time to kick it off than a brand new mural. And we've always worked very closely with our colleagues in Oklahoma and Kansas. And what for years was the Tri-State Mining District, we've always dubbed over as the Route 66 Tri-State Corridor. It's the only place on the route you can enjoy 3 states at one shot.
The mural is now a permanent addition to Joplin's Route 66 Mural Park, located at 619 South Main Street in downtown Joplin. Still ahead, the latest jobs report.
A better than expected jobs report. I'm Kelly O'Grady with a look at the numbers and if the labor market can weather a trade war.
But first, in Health Watch, we take you to a British pub that has transformed into a heartwarming haven for people living with dementia. Topping today's Health Watch, the measles vaccination rate in the United States may be even lower than estimated. A new report from the healthcare data and analytics company Truveta finds nearly a third of young children did not get their first shot on schedule. In 2024, just 68.5% of children had received their first dose by the recommended age of 15 months. That's a drop from 77% in 2020, and only 80% of children had received 2 doses of the vaccine by the time they turned 6. Researchers estimate 42% of Americans over age 55 will eventually develop dementia. Across the pond, people living with the condition have found a heartwarming haven where they can sing, connect, and find a bit of joy. CBS's Tina Kraus has the story from London.
It's Friday morning at this quintessential British pub, but the buzz inside sounds more like a weekend. These aren't your typical pub goers. They're a vibrant community living with dementia.
As soon as you walk in, dementia, it just goes out the window. It's just like each person is valued and loved so much.
Each week, the Gerard Arms transforms into the Loving Arms, a group for those with dementia and those who care for them.
It's great, and because all of us have got the same, or half of it, or some of it, so they all understand each other.
My husband has just gone into a care home three weeks ago. We've been coming here for a couple of years now, and it's just absolutely amazing.
Tony Snell recently lost his mother, who died with vascular dementia.
A session like this really would have been a massive benefit to my mum.
He knows the toll caregiving can take.
What a journey of highs, lows, sadness, frustration. We kind of did it together and we got through it together.
And that's the idea here, whether bonding over bingo or a shared smile. It's all about making new memories together. Tina Kraus, CBS News, London.
Dementia affects more than 6 million Americans and accounts for more than 100,000 deaths each year. That's a look at today's health news. A little later, 4 space tourists are back on Earth following a 3.5-day trip of a lifetime.
And of course, we have more showers and thunderstorms heading in our direction. What about some snow? We're going to look at that coming up.
Law.com. That's bigger.
Well, of course, another wet day for us today. We've seen a lot of rain this week, just showers, thunderstorms, couple bouts of severe weather as well. Had a couple severe thunderstorm warnings for us today in our southern counties. Still wet out there, but it's Friday. It's always nice Friday on the big town. Nice shot of Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, clouds, showers across the region. Look at all the rainfall. So when we start to get into this orange, we're talking 3 to 4 inches of rain over the past just 48 hours. So Lebec County, Crawford County, and then you start getting extensive 6, 7, 8, 9 inches once you get into southwestern Missouri. We've needed the rain. We've gotten it. At least a lot of it hasn't been torrential downpours, meaning it's kind of soaking into the ground, which is good. Still some scattered showers and a few thunderstorms. That guy right there produced a severe thunderstorm warning shortly after 4 o'clock, but still some hit-miss showers as we go through the evening hours. But all the big-time weather, again, Arkansas has just been smacked day after day after day. But again, another big tornado outbreak for them just to our south. But guess what? Here's our next wave, building out across the panhandles of Oklahoma and Texas, meaning it's going to bring more rain into the region. Thankfully, our temperature is just cold enough where our atmosphere really can't support much in the way of severe weather, which is good. Temps kind of hang into the upper 40s through the evening hours. Now, the winds are going to pick up a little bit as we head into the weekend. We're going to have gusts kind of 40, maybe 45 for us tomorrow out of the north. That's going to make it feel colder than what it actually is. Then the winds will start to come down just a little bit as we head into Sunday afternoon. All right, let me walk you through your weekend. As we go through tonight, random shower, cloudy, kind of gloomy. Here's 5 a.m. Look at the showers and thunderstorms increasing again. Plow in. So almost the exact same setup we've had the past 3 mornings. Well, I guess, yeah. Wednesday morning, Thursday morning, Friday morning, we've had bands of showers and thunderstorms in the morning. Heaviest along and south of I-44, not expecting anything severe. This is going to push out, then clouds, kind of drizzly and showery again tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening. As we go into tomorrow night, here's our next wave. But this is the upper level wave. The upper level wave is the last wave, which is good, but it also has the coldest air. So now we're in the 30s, 4 a.m. Sunday. Look at this, rain switching over to snow. We're going to be hovering just above freezing. But if we get a few pockets that it really comes down, we're going to see some whiteness on the grassy surfaces and bushes and stuff like that. I think it would be under an inch, but something we want to watch as we go through the next 24 to 36 hours. And then high temps, mid-40s again on Sunday afternoon. Additional rainfall, heaviest south of I-44, a lot of areas. Another ½ an inch to an inch, lesser amounts as you get into our northwestern counties. Kind of breaking the weekend down, 46 Saturday, morning storms, winch remix into Sunday morning, a little bit of sunshine late Sunday. We're about 25 degrees below average too, but we get back up there, 61 Monday, 75 Wednesday. Actually, after a very active weather week, I think we aren't going to see severe weather for about 10 days, which is a nice little break.
Yeah, we will need a break. I mean, we're having flooding issues already.
Oh, yeah,
so yeah.
definitely.
Oh, geez. All right, thanks, Doug. Well, 4 SpaceX tourists splashed down in the Pacific Ocean off the southern California coast today. A Chinese Bitcoin investor paid an undisclosed price for the trip, the first ever human space flight to circle the globe over both the North and South Poles. It also marked the first time in 50 years that a spacecraft splashed down in the Pacific Ocean. A German robotics researcher, an Australian polar guide, and a Norwegian filmmaker accompanied their host on the expedition.
A moment for the crew and for SpaceX as well. This is not a NASA mission. This is a private company launching private citizens to space, and as we just saw, getting them back to Earth successfully. So that's a bit of a coup for SpaceX, although I don't know that anybody was nervous. These things have worked pretty well over the last few years, and but I guess it's never routine.
The space tourist endured extreme temperatures upon re-entry, up to 3,500 degrees, and they slowed from 17,000 miles an hour to just 16 miles an hour when their capsule hit the water. During the 3-day trip, the crew photographed the poles from 270 miles up, took the first medical x-rays in space, and participated in 24 other science experiments, including a study of how glucose performs in the body in space. Well, coming up, the clock continues to tick for TikTok as the president grants the social media app more time. Topping today's Consumer Watch, President Trump is granting another extension for TikTok to find a new buyer or face a ban in the U.S. The president took to social media saying he's signing an executive order to keep the popular social media platform up and running for an additional 75 days as the U.S. continues to work with TikTok and China to close a deal. TikTok's Chinese parent company, ByteDance, had faced a Saturday deadline to sell the app to a U.S.-based buyer to prevent it from going dark nationwide.
We're at each other's throats. This trade war getting hot and getting even hotter. It really does look like TikTok might be sort of a bargaining chip of sorts. And I think that the president and the White House have always seen the platform as something as a point of leverage to extract concessions out of China. China, of course, is deeply reluctant to surrender its control of the platform.
Amazon, the biggest e-commerce platform in the world, is among companies that has put in a bid to acquire TikTok. ByteDance has previously said it has no plans to sell the app. The Labor Department turned out a better than expected jobs report for last month, but is this the calm before the storm? CBS News Money Watch correspondent Kelly O'Grady digs into the latest data.
A robust jobs report for the month of March rolled out in the shadow of an escalating trade war.
Higher tariffs will be working their way through our economy and are likely to raise inflation in coming quarters.
The Labor Department report shows the U.S. added 228,000 jobs last month, far exceeding expectations, and unemployment ticked up slightly to 4.2%. Bankrate senior economic analyst Mark Hamrick.
We're relieved to see a rebound in leisure and hospitality. That includes bars and restaurants. Transportation and warehousing, all part of the supply chain of retailing, also added jobs on the month.
Healthcare also saw strong gains, but there was no big movement in manufacturing. And federal employment declined amid the Trump administration's ongoing efforts to shrink the government payroll.
We know that announced job cuts have totaled more than 200,000, so it's going to take some time, assuming that those job cuts are sustained, for it to show up in the data.
Digital communications specialist Jessica Henry was let go in a mass layoff at the National Institutes of Health just this week.
Most of my career has been in public service. I've been very dedicated to that.
Henry socked away money and tightened spending in case this day came, as she considers her next step.
I'm really hoping that I can find a comparable position in the private sector. I don't know how hopeful I am because so many other people are also looking right now.
Payroll processing group ADP reported solid private sector growth last month, and the hope is that the private sector could absorb some of those public sector losses. But we will see how the president's tariffs weigh on employers over the next few months. Kelly O'Grady, CBS News, New York.
Well, another technicality on those federal job cuts. Workers either placed on administrative leave or receiving severance are still considered employed in the Labor Department's tally. Well, gas prices rose again this past week, and it was a bigger jump than the previous week. AAA says gasoline jumped by more than 10 cents to $3.26 a gallon this past week. Refinery maintenance and the switch to a summer blend are among the factors driving the increase. The last time the national average for a gallon of regular gas was $3.26 was in September. AAA says that's consistent with seasonal shifts, and it says current prices remain below levels seen this time last year. Final check of the forecast is next.
A four-state hero.
Up next on the CBS Evening News, we go on the road to Choctaw, Oklahoma to see what happens when a special ed student participates in his grade school's annual talent show. And then on KOAM News at 6, officials break ground in Southwest Missouri on an I-44 expansion. Plus, insurance experts have advice for dealing with vehicle damage following this week's storms. And there's new leadership at the top of the War Dogs softball program. John Dales has the details. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. Final check of the weather?
Yeah, more rain is going to be rolling in late tonight into tomorrow morning. A few thunderstorms, shouldn't be severe, and then just kind of cloudy and drizzly through the afternoon. Once we get to Sunday morning, a rain-snow mix across the region. So one last little bout of winter before we warm right back up.
It sounds a good thing that the circus is indoors.
Yeah.
Tents. Yeah.
It's always good.
I guess that show tonight is at 7:30, and we will hear more from Anthony tonight at 6 as well. Well, thank you for joining us. The CBS Evening News is next, and of course, we'll be right back here for KOAM News at 6. We'll see you then. Have a great evening and an even better tomorrow.